Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Friday afternoon edition of the Sacred News and Weather. It is Friday, October 17th, and I am delighted to be here with you. I'm about to go off and have a fun little solo mom date and just have some time to myself where I'm not working and I'm not trying to work, and I'm just going to go out and treat myself a little bit to a lovely afternoon all by myself. And I'm very excited. And I think maybe I was secretly hoping that the message that came through for us today was going to be a quick one, like, change your tires on your car, or something very simple and specific that I could be like, okay, there we go, I'm out. But that's not what happened. Apparently, we have a deep one for this Friday afternoon. So, Friday afternoon of going deep, and I'm not actually at all sorry because I feel like it's a really beautiful message for us. And of course, as I'm channeling more, will very likely come through. So, I will share everything that comes through with you. As with everything I do, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Please know that these messages are timeless. So whether you are receiving it on Friday, October 17th, or sometime in the near or distant future, if you're tuning in, there's likely something here for you. And if not, turn me off, keep scrolling, and I'll see you in another message. I have a cat here who I think is about to jump up on me, so I'm going to let him jump up. Yes, this is Jet Jet, in case you haven't met him before. Hi. Hopefully the other day, I think it was on Wednesday, I started a message and he fully put his butt into the camera, and I was like, that's not gonna work. So I turned it off and re-recorded, but maybe someday I'll leave it for comic relief. He is swarming me right now because it's cold in my house and I have a little heater here at my feet. So he's like, I'm gonna curl up with you. All right. Enough of my babbling. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and just begin with the message for today. The first thing I heard, and I think this is probably where your car needs new tires, came in. It was kind of like one of those, like your auto warranty is about to expire or something along those lines. It was like kind of an automated voice in my left ear. And it said essentially, your contract has expired and your new contract is up for the terms and conditions of your new contract are up for renegotiation. And it was like, again, it felt like, and it was on repeat, and it was like an automated message coming through my left ear. And I just kept listening to it and listening to it. And it eventually came down into my heart center, and I could really feel, um, I could really feel the message in a very sweet way. And I feel like for some of you, you already know what contract has expired. For some of you, it is a soul contract with another person. For some of you, it is a contract with a job or a line of work or a way of living. Sorry, I'm seeing the image of the Tower card from tarot, which completely tracks. But the Tower card, when people see it, it's kind of a brutal looking card. The original version, the Rider-Waite version, has like lightning and people falling out of the tower and the tower crumbling. But I want you to know that when I see the Tower card in tarot, I actually really like it because it means that a contract is expiring. It means that a system that is no longer serving you is coming crashing down so that you can rebuild from a place that is truly meant for you now. And what I really feel, especially since it brought me so far into my heart space, yes, for some of you, this is a contract, a soul contract with another person, be it romantic or family or boss, whatever. It's a contract with another person. But I want you to really check in with yourself, because I feel like even if you feel like it's a contract between you and another person, what I'm being shown, what I'm feeling really deeply, is that it is a contract that you made with yourself that is actually expiring. And when I say expiring, I don't want people to think like, oh God, she just said my relationship is over, or she just said this, or she just said that. I want you to feel into it, because remember, If one contract is over, you're being invited to renegotiate the contract with newer, better, more serving, more spacious, more open, more aligned terms and conditions for the person you are now and or the person you are becoming. And it really feels so I've got that Tower card. I'm also seeing the Six of Swords, which is a card of moving on to calmer waters. The Five of Swords is often a card of betrayal or turmoil, of fighting, in battling. It can be self-betrayal, it can be betrayal by another, it can be anger and discord between another person and yourself, but it also can be like self-sabotage as well. At least I experience it that way. And so the Six of Swords tells me that we are moving on to calmer waters as this soul contract has expired. We have completed it and we are about to negotiate something new. And what's coming through here, particularly in the heart space, I'm going to just share with you everything that comes through. Hi, Jet. I love you. I do. Um, the heart space in Kabbalah is the big I would call it, as in I am. If you can imagine, at the sacral chakra, at the second chakra, at Yasod on the tree of life, that is our little I am. It's our little I. It is where our basic human needs get met. It's where we take care of our physical body. We take care of pleasure. We take care of our wounded child. We take care of all sorts of things at Yasod and at that level of the tree of life, at the Nefesh level of the tree of life. As we come up into the heart, we go from the little I into the big I. We go into that deeply connected I with our heart space, with our truth. The Tiferet in Kabbalah is the truth. It is gold. It is untaintable. And when we come into this big I, we're really being invited into marrying ourselves first, really coming into alignment, really bringing that soul contract into alignment with our own self. So whether or not you are feeling like, and you'll know, oh, this soul contract is over with this person. You'll know if it's someone outside of yourself, but also, even if it's something outside of yourself, someone outside of yourself, you are being invited to renegotiate the terms and conditions with your own self. In the heart space, in the sacrament of marriage, if we're using sacraments as our metaphor for our energy centers, we are always being invited to marry ourselves first. And I'm seeing the Four of Wands now. So we've gone from the Tower, that everything comes crashing down, but we're remembering that it's in service of our next version of ourselves, of our highest unfolding. So even if it's all falling to shit, even if that contract ending makes you feel like the world is ending, I promise you it is in service of your highest unfolding. It is not happening for no reason at all. It is happening for a very beautiful, very potent, very powerful reason. And because I'm seeing that Six of Swords, trust me, believe in yourself that you are actually moving on to a much calmer place where you can get to the Four of Wands, where you can begin to renegotiate those contracts by marrying yourself first. What do I need? What do I desire? What are these new terms and conditions that I'm being invited into depth with, to get really clear about, so that this next contract, the next contract that we're creating, whether it is a new, and here's what I'm hearing again, like, even if you think your relationship is ending and you're like, oh God, I don't want it to end, let this phase of your relationship, let this cycle of your relationship come to an end. It's not necessarily that the relationship is ending. It's not necessarily that the job is ending. It's not necessarily that this person is leaving your life, or you're cutting something out of your life, or you're quitting something. It is an invitation to completely begin anew and a new way, whether person or situation, or whether it is by yourself, or whether it is with something completely new and different for you. We are starting here in Tiferet, in our heart centers, in our truth, in our Venus, in our gold, to really determine what it is that we truly desire, what is truly aligned, what is truly in service of our highest unfolding. And for some of you, that Four of Wands really does signify an actual marriage. Some of you are have either I can see like also the celebration. Like some of you have either attended a wedding or you're about to go to a wedding this weekend. Some of you are about to get married. And I don't want you to be freaking out like, oh God, she said that my contract is over and it's only just beginning. This new beginning is beginning, and it can be with your beloved. It can be with your very same person. It's just not going to look like what it looked like when that contract expired. I'm also specifically getting a thread right now of some of you are leaving mentors or teachers behind. And here's what I'm hearing about that. Like it's time, and it's time for you to move on. If there's a course of study or a new mentor or a new teacher that you're being called to, it's actually that's part of what is being renegotiated right now. It's like you're closing out one cycle with one mentor and you're stepping into something new. And I want to encourage you to do that because it feels like it's a very auspicious time for you to do that. But I also want to say this, like for some of you, I can feel like it's like a little crackly, it's a little like poppy and a little bit smoky over here. Like there's been some shit that has gone down that is causing you to want to depart from this teacher. But I want to tell you that like, and I feel like this is global, whether you are leaving a teacher or like looking at a friendship or something. Like there was a big and beautiful and wonderful reason that you connected with this person in the first place. And so don't let that crackle and popping and smoke that I'm seeing here. Don't let that cloud what you have learned, how you have grown, what you have gleaned, even if you're no longer in alignment with the line of thinking or the way of this teacher or the even like the whole. It's like what I'm seeing is like I'm leaving behind one school of thought for another. We live in a really dismissive culture, and what I'm feeling like here is like, no, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't dismiss what you have learned. What you have learned, even if the only thing you learned is this isn't who I am or what I want to study, that is still an incredibly valuable lesson. And I don't want you to like start really focusing on the smoke and the smoke screen and the fireworks and the like the garbage of it, like the is it garbage? It's like I'm tasting sulfur in my mouth, and it's from the smoke, and it feels like I need to shut up for a minute and listen. It feels as though for some of you, your teacher or your person or your boss or whomever this situation is for you has actually thrown down a smoke screen, like pay no attention to all of the bullshit that's happening here. I don't want you to see it, but you already can see it. You already know it. So that's one thread of energy that's in this smoke and poppy. It's like distraction, I don't want you to see the truth of who I am, but you already see the truth and you've probably known the truth for a long time. And so you're no longer distracted. And I can see where you're kind of looking at that smoke and being like, no, I know better. I'm not doing that anymore. And that's why you're moving on to calmer waters. For others, I feel like, and this is another cultural, societal thing that we do, when we are moving on, it's like we are like we don't know how to disconnect without like being like fuck you, fuck off, to hell with you, like you suck, and like getting really negative and really like nasty. Like we have to do the nasty things to in order to be able to move on. And that's the piece that I feel like I'm speaking to more importantly right now. It's like don't do that. There has been plenty of good. There has been plenty of learning. There has been plenty of magic that you received from this situation, from this teacher, from this job, from this relationship. There has been so much magic. And for you to just like get nasty and cut it off and be like, yuck, and then go like bad mouthing, like sometimes I feel like that's like the majority of our culture, unfortunately. Probably not the people who are tuning into me, but the majority of our culture, like that's how we move on from things. We don't know how to move on gracefully. We don't know how to say, I love you and you're no longer for me, or this was wonderful and I know that my curiosity is bringing me somewhere else now, but thank you. We don't know how to do that very well. And so if you're resonating with this, some truck is backing up. I don't know if you can hear that. If you're resonating with this, I want you to stay with and really, like, even as you're moving away from what you're leaving behind, even as this contract is expiring, even as you're moving on, I want you to look at what was good, what you learned, what grew you here as you step into this next soul contract, deeper contract with yourself, and maybe a beloved, or maybe a new job, or maybe a new, whatever the new situation is. See if you can bring forward not the nastiness, but the gratitude and the learning that you received. There is also in that smokescreen, there is a feeling of, and this has come up in the collective a few times now, there's a feeling of like that smokescreen being one of denial. Like I don't want to see the way I've learned and grown. I feel like this came up in the last reading where I was talking about like going back to the fours instead of staying in the discomfort of the fives. That's very much here again today, where I was inviting you on Wednesday to move to the sixes. Maybe I'm seeing that six today because some of you have chosen to move on to calmer waters already. And if that's you, awesome. But that smoke screen of like, I'm going to try and pretend like I'm not waking up. I'm going to try and pretend like I'm not aware of this spiritual awakening that's happening inside of me. I'm going to pretend like I don't know that the terms of this contract are up and I'm being invited into something better. I'm just going to keep trying to stay in this cycle. I'm going to keep trying to run this old pattern, even though everything in my body is telling me you can't do this anymore. You know better. Like there's that smoke screen feels like a little bit of a denial of your own spiritual awakening. And again, that feels really specific. It's not going to be for everyone in here. So whatever that smoke screen means to you, I just invite you to look at it and kind of like we were talking about Marie Kondoing things from all sides the other day, like just looking at all sides of that smoke screen to see where you might land. I'm going to be quiet for a moment and see if there's anything else that wants to come forward. I feel like there was more, so I'm going to look at my notes here. Oh, yeah. Um, Speaking to those symptoms of awakening, and that's how I heard it in my meditation. Like you're experiencing symptoms of awakening because, and if you're feeling it that way, it's probably uncomfortable. And there's a myth out there in the new age world, the coaching industry, like however you come into working with me, of like we are transcending our bodies to live in this joy that's all up here in the fifth dimension, all up in the 5D, and it's all full of joy up here. And I just want to remind you that the truth of the situation is that waking up can be really fucking uncomfortable. And it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. There's this feeling of if it's uncomfortable, I'm doing it wrong. And I feel like it's perpetuated out there in the world and that it gets to be pleasurable. And yes, I do want you experiencing deep pleasure and finding those moments of deep pleasure in your life. And that will help with your expansion tremendously. And we did not come here to be in nothing but joy. If we were in nothing but joy, we would not be moving toward expansion and enlightenment. Awakening can be painful and you're not doing it wrong. And the next level of you're not doing it wrong, there's this feeling of I want to stay where I am. I don't want to awaken because it's more comfortable, because I know it. And I've never done it before, so I'm not sure I'm going to succeed. And I just want to remind you all that in my line of work, our souls have lived here for sometimes hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. So even if you don't have evidence in your human bank of making this kind of shift, of waking up in this kind of way, your soul has likely done this more than once, maybe thousands of times. Your soul has awakened to a new form of itself that was part of you in a past life, and it is waiting for you to expand into it in this life. And so remembering this is not your first rodeo, and even if you don't have evidence in your life in this moment at this present time that you have healed something, that you have awakened into something, that you've awakened and been born into this new creative, just much higher version of yourself in this lifetime, even if you have no evidence of it. When you get quiet, if you are able to get quiet enough, if you can feel into the truth of this with me, you will know that you have done this before, or you've been invited into this before, and you're being invited again, and you can trust it. And you can ask yourself, or you can come hang out with me for a day and we can find that lifetime where you did this before. We can find the evidence in the bank that you have done this before and you will be successful in doing it again. Or even if you weren't successful in that past life, even if you didn't get there then, you are here now in this very moment, in this very time to get there. And we can do it. We can do it together. This is exactly how I ended up leaving behind pretty much my entire known life, with the exception of my children and my home, to create this line of work that I am in right now, to be aligned with my soul's work, to be aligned with my creativity, to be aligned with my spiritual journey. Like, this is how I did it. It's not because I knew that I could be successful with any sort of evidence in the bank that I could do it. Just that self-trust and that cellular evidence, that trust in what my whole being has done lifetime after lifetime after lifetime before, that assures me in my bones that what I'm doing now is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's my own little anecdote for you, channeled from within. If you are looking for evidence, you may not have it in the physical, but I promise you have it in your soul. And I would be delighted to help you find it if you want to come work with me one-on-one. I still have, no one has claimed, which is so interesting to me, no one has claimed the one-on-one spot by, or even attempted by, putting your little love note in the comments below. I don't take it personally at all. I just know, I mean, I can see like 25 of you have watched, or something like that, have watched in the last few days my birthday message where I announced, hey, free one-to-one session with me. Some people like don't like free. They think that free is going to be somehow compromised. I promise you that's not where I am. I want to give back to the people in this beautiful community, and I want to invite you into the deeper healing and to get you to know what it is that you are capable of as well. So comment below that you're interested in a one-on-one session with me, and I will put you in the queue to win. And I'm gonna do it next Wednesday. So if nobody has signed up by next Wednesday, I'm gonna keep that time for myself, and I'm not gonna worry about it. But it's on offer, and it's potent medicine, I promise you. All right. I think we're finished. So I'm going to open my eyes, and I'm going to say, please, please, please like and share and subscribe. I really want to grow this channel. I really want to grow my work in the world. I really want to hang out with more people and help you discover your own magic and heal yourself. And this is the way I know how to do it. So come hang out with me. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Oop, that didn't turn off. We're going to try again. Bye-bye.